Okay, we're starting a new topic, which is indices. Now, indices is plural. Indices is plural for index. So the word index, when that's plural, it becomes the word indices. Now, in maths, you won't have heard this before, I don't think, but index means power. Okay, and you've worked with powers before, like 5 squared, that's 5 to the power 3, 5 to the power 4, and so on. Okay, you've looked at powers with, for example, pi r squared h being the volume of the cone, or 4/3 pi r cubed being the volume of a sphere. So the 2 and the 3 there, that's your powers. Okay, so in maths, index means power. So indices is plural for index, so that means indices is powers. Okay, so this topic can be thought of as powers. Now, there's different rules that we can attach to indices and powers. Let's look at rule 1. So let's take this down and establish a rule 1. Okay, now let's prove rule 1 to get going. Now, if I had x times x times x, and then I multiplied that by x times x times x times x, well, I think you would agree then that we know that x times x is x squared, and x times x times x is x cubed, and x times x times x times x is x to the 4. Well, this one's a bit longer, but x times x times x times x times x times x times x, well, that's 7 times. That would then be x to the power 7. Now, I could write this out again. And the x times x times x, well, I could shorten that down and say, well, that's x cubed. And then I'm multiplying that by this bit here, which is x times x times x times x, so that's x to the 4. Okay, now I know that when I do x cubed, x times x times x, and I multiply it by x to the power 4, x times x times x times x, I know that that gives me x to the power 7. So x cubed times x to the 4 gives me x to the 7. Now the rule is, when you multiply together two things, you add together their powers. Okay, so when you multiply together two things, you add the powers. Now you might guess that x to the 3 times x to the 4, you might guess that the answer to that is x to the 12, which might seem like a decent guess, but it's wrong. Now, what you've did at that point, if you said 3 times 4 is 12, okay, but we've seen there that x cubed is the same as x times x times x, and x to the 4 is the same as x times x times x times x, and if I multiply them together, I don't get x to the 12, I get x times x times x times x times x times x times x, which is x to the 7. In other words, you add the powers, and that gives us our first rule of indices. Make sure you take this down. Okay, the first rule of indices is a to the power m times a to the power n. What do you do with the powers? 3 plus 4 is 7, you add them together. So that will give you a to the power m plus n. Make sure that you take that down, make it dead clear, dead distinct in your jotter. That is rule 1 of indices. Okay, so we're going to use that rule 1 just now and try a few examples. Okay, x to the 5 times x cubed. Okay, so what do I do with the powers? I add them together. Why is that? Because I'm multiplying. So when you multiply, you add the powers. 5 and 3 is 8, x to the power 8. Okay, question 2, y squared times y to the 6. 2 plus 6 is 8, y to the power 8. Question 3, x to the 9 times x to the 3. That's going to be equal to, add the powers together, x to the 12. Okay, question 4, p to the 6 times p to the 10. Add them together, p to the 16. Right, so that's dead easy. Let's look at an example 5. Let's see, we've got c cubed times c to the 4 times c to the 5. What do you think you would do there? What about if we just add the 3 powers together? 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 12. and that's the correct answer. All right. Okay, question 6. T to the 5 times t to the 7 times t to the 10 times t to the 2. 5 plus 7 is 12, 12 plus 10 is 22, 22 plus 2 is 24, t to the power 24. Okay, example 7. P times p to the 5. Okay, now we don't appear to have a power up here, but there is one there. If you can't see a power, that means it is definitely p to the 1. So if you can't see it, it means it is there, it's 1. 1 plus 5 is 6, p to the 6. Example 8. G times g to the 4 times g squared. Okay, the power's there even though you can't see it, and it's 1. Okay, so 1 plus 4 plus 2, g to the 7. Okay, example 9. X to the 7 times x to the minus 5. Okay, so we need to add together 7 and minus 5. Now, we're not adding together 7 and 5 to get 12. We're adding together 7 and minus 5. 7 add minus 5. Well, that's just 7 minus 5. That's x squared. Question 10. T to the 4 times t to the minus 2. Okay, so add the powers again. 4 add minus 2. You don't need to go to the side every time. I'm just doing it one more time. 4 add minus 2. That's the same as 4 take away 2. That's 2. So that's easy. It's just 4 add minus 2 is 2. T squared, just like it was 7 add minus 5. 7 minus 5, and that was 2. Example 11. Q to the 10 times q to the minus 13. Okay, so we need to add together 10 and minus 13. Now be careful with this. If it was 10 degrees outside and I get 13 degrees colder, it goes with 10 down to 0, down to minus 3. Think about a number line with that one. Q to the minus 3. 10 plus minus 13. 10 minus 13, that's minus 3. Okay, example 12. P to the 6 times p to the minus 8. Okay, 6 add minus 8. 6 minus 8, that's minus 2. P to the minus 2. Example 13. Bit different this time. 5x cubed times 2x to the 4. Let's sort out the powers. First of all, 3 plus 4 is 7, so it's x to the 7. Now you might say then, right, okay, and I do 5 plus 2 is 7 as well, but you don't. So that rule only applies to the powers. Okay, so the rule when you multiply is you add the powers, only applies to the powers. You just do 5 times 2 at the start as normal. 5 times 2 is 10, and it's the powers that you add together. So 5 times 2 is 10, 3 plus 4 is 7, 10x to the 7, example 14. 3q cubed times 4q to the 5. Okay, so let's sort out the powers first of all. Okay, 3 plus 5 is 8, and then it's just 3 times 4 is 12. Final answer, 12q to the 8. Okay, example 15. 4m to the 5 multiplied by 2m to the 3. 4 times 2 is 8, but then I need to add my other powers. 5 plus 3 is 8, 8m to the 8, example 16. 3g cubed multiplied by 5g to the 7. 3 times 5 is 15, but I need to add the powers. 3 plus 7 is 10, 15g to the 10, example 17. 2x to the 5 multiplied by 3x to the 10. 2 times 3 is 6, add the powers. 5 plus 10 is 15. Okay, example 18. 3x to the 5 multiplied by x to the 7. Well, it's just 3 times 1 there, even though I can't see the 1, there's a 1 there, so it's 3. Add the powers. 5 plus 7 is 12. Okay, example 19. 2x to the 9 multiplied by 3x to the 4 multiplied by 5x to the 2. Okay, 9 plus 4 plus 2, that's 15. X to the 15, 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. 30x to the 15, example 20. 4x cubed multiplied by 5x to the minus 5. Okay, 4 times 5 is 20. And 3 add minus 5 is 3 minus 5, which is minus 2, 20x to the minus 2. Okay, that was rule 1 of indices. Now we're going to look at rule 2. So recap rule 1. Rule 1 is when you multiply, you add the powers. A to the m multiplied by a to the n is a to the power m plus n. Okay, rule 2 is that when you divide, and you might guess this one, when you divide you subtract the powers. So a to the power m divided by a to the power n is a to the power m minus n. Okay, example 1. X to the 7 divided by x to the 4. Subtract the powers. 7 take away 4 is 3. X to the 3. Example 2. T to the 9 divided by t to the 6. 9 take away 6 is 3. T cubed. Example 3. G to the 9 divided by g to the 4. That's another way of writing division, isn't it? What a fraction. G to the 9 divided by g to the 4. 9 take away 4 is 5. G to the 5. Example 4. P to the 11 divided by p to the 3. 11 take away 3 is 8. Why am I subtracting? It's because it's a division. P to the 8. Okay, example 4. G to the 7 divided by g to the 5. Okay, 7 take away 5 is 2, g to the 2. Example 5. X to the 11 divided by x to the 17. 11 take away 17, take your time, let's get into negative numbers. That's minus 6, x to the minus 6. Example 6. 8g to the 5 divided by 2g to the 2. Okay, so first of all, 5 take away 2 is 3, so that's going to be g to the 3. But I don't subtract these numbers, they're not powers, so I just do what's normal with them, which is 8 divided by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And 5 take away 2 for the powers is 3. 4g to the 3. Example 7. 10x to the 7 divided by 5x to the 4. Okay, so the powers I subtract. 7 take away 4 is 3, and 10 divided by 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2. Okay, example 8. 26x to the 10 divided by 13x to the 15. Okay, 26 divided by 13 is 2. 10 take away 13. It's supposed to be 13. 10 take away 13 for the powers. 10 take away 13 is minus 3. Final answer 2x to the minus 3. Example 9. 30p to the 7 divided by 10p to the 4. Okay, so first move, 30 divided by 10 is 3. Then I subtract the powers. 7 take away 4 is 3. 3p cubed. Example 10. 100x to the 11 divided by 10x to the 20. Okay, first of all, 100 divided by 10, that's 10. Then I need to subtract my powers. 11 take away 20, take your time. 11 take away 20 is minus 9. Okay, example 11. 40x to the 5 divided by 10x to the minus 3. Let's just take our time, be careful with this one, it's a wee bit trickier. 40 divided by 10, that's fine, that's 4. Now, be careful, it's not 5 take away 3, it's 5 take away minus 3. It's 5 take away minus 3. 5 minus minus 3 becomes 5 plus 3, that's 8. 4x to the 8, example 12. 24y to the 7 divided by 6y to the minus 9. 24 divided by 6, dead easy, that's 4. What about the powers? 7 minus minus 9, 7 minus minus 9. 7 minus minus 9, 2 minuses make a plus, 7 plus 9, that's 16. Final answer then, 4y to the 16. Okay, next move, we're going to combine rule 1 and 2. A few examples of this and we'll be done. Okay, example 1, we've got x to the 7 times x to the 5 divided by x to the 3. Okay, so we need to combine the rules. We've got rule 1 and we've got rule 2. So what do? We do rule 1 first and add the powers because I'm multiplying, so it's going to be x to the 12 up top divided by x cubed. And now can do rule 2, which is when you divide, you subtract. 12 take away 3 is 9, x to the 9. So let's go over that again. Okay, so rule 1's up here, that's the multiplication bit, but I've also got rule 2 in, so it's combined together. So I do the rule 1 first. X to the 7 times x to the 5, dead easy, add the powers, x to the 12, and then it's x to the 12 divided by x to the 3, subtract the powers, x to the 9. Take down example 2, which is going to be p to the 6 times p to the 9 divided by p to the 4. Okay, up top, add these together, that will give me p to the 15. P to the 15 divided by p to the 4, subtract the powers, 15 take away 4 is 11, final answer p to the 11. Okay, example 3, g to the 6 times g to the 10 times g cubed over g to the 15. Okay, so first move up top, let's do the adding the powers bit for the multiplication. 6 plus 10 plus 3, that's g to the 19. G to the 19 divided by g to the 15. Now I do the subtraction. 19 take away 15, that's 4g to the 4. Okay, example 4. Let's go p times p cubed over p to the 11. Okay, what number's up here even though I can't see it? The number is 1. So 1 plus 3 is 4. And that's p to the 4 divided by p to the 11. So we did it now, subtract the powers. 4 take away 11 is minus 7. Final answer, p to the minus 7. Okay, example 5. T to the 6 divided by t squared times t to the 3. Okay, well there's nothing to do up top. Just need to sort out what's down bottom. So it's going to be t to the 6 divided by t to the 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. I then do the division bit, which tells me to subtract, and that's t to the 1, which I can just write as t. Take down example 6. X to the 7 divided by x squared times x cubed. Nothing to do up top, so let's take care of the bottom. And that's going to be x to the 7 divided by, add the powers, x to the 5. 2 plus 3 is 5. Now I do the subtraction because I'm doing the division. 7 take away 5 is 2, x squared. Okay, example 7. 5x cubed multiplied by 2x to the 10 divided by 5x to the 8. Okay, so let's take care of what's up top. Okay, first move. 5 times 2, that's 10. Next move, 3 plus 10 is 13. Divide by 5x to the 8. And then 10 divided by 5 is normal, is 2, and then I need to do the rule for the powers, only for the powers though. 13 take away is 5, 2x to the 5. Example 8, g to the 15 divided by g cubed times g to the 10. Okay, let's put some numbers in front of that actually. Let's make it 100 g to the 15 divided by 2g cubed times 5g to the 10. Okay. Okay, so let's take care of the bottom bit first of all. So that's going to be 100 g to the 15 over 2 times 5 is 10. And we're timesing, so 3 plus 10 is 13. And it's then 100 divided by 10 is 10. And it's 15 take away 13, which is 2. 10g to 2, 10g squared. Okay, you're now going to try these 10. So these ones are nice and easy to get going. And then there's a combination of the rules, the last few examples. Take your time and have a go at those 10. You should be ready to pick up in class from where you left off.